My voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm that the YouTube setting is on highest quality available. Now you should be hearing my voice on the left side. Now you should be hearing my voice on the right side. You are all set. Enjoy the presentation. Welcome to the Dexibell Live video broadcast. Good speakers or headphones will improve your listening experience. Let's take a moment for setting up your system. First, we will confirm. The presentation will start in 5, 4, 3,
Hello out there. Hi. It's Ralf again from Berlin, Germany, broadcasting on the Academia Dexibell into the world. So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, depending on where you are. Today's subject is about the electric pianos. Last week's subject was about the acoustic pianos, so this week we touched the electric pianos. We will have a listen to several of the electric pianos. We will have a look at the T2L engine, how to tweak your electric pianos, how to adjust effects to reach the personal sound that you would like to have, or how to, what I call, assimilate sounds from famous recordings to get as close as possible to these signature sound of recordings by using our engine and our effect possibilities. Of course, there will be, as always, the possibility for you to ask questions using the YouTube chat. Ask questions directly to me or to the Dexibell team that is, so to speak, sitting in the background and answering also your questions. All right, but before starting, I would like to refer to some of the questions from last week. You see, sometimes I cannot answer all the questions immediately, running out of time, etc., etc. Sometimes I have to look up things to be really precise. So let's have a look at last week's question. This is from Mr. or Mrs. DKD Kozora. And this is a SX7 user. SX7 actually is our sound module. Same engine, but in a small little box. We will get there eventually. Doing a dedicated webinar also for the SX7. The question was if it is possible to assign the knobs and buttons to an external MIDI keyboard. If yes, can you tell us please how to do it? I have an Arturia Keylab Essential 61 and it would be really helpful. Okay, some of the parameters that we are touching in these webinars, mainly T2L parameters and effect parameters, are not MIDI assignable. But the good news is that we are having a editor app, an iOS device that runs on iPads and iPhones. And on this device connected to the sound module, you can tweak everything on the touchscreen of your phone or iPad. And the even better news is that we will have this as one of the main subjects in our next webinars. In our next webinar on next Monday, the 27th at 7 p.m. Central European Time. So there we will have a closer look at the iOS device and at the iOS app, the Vivo Editor. And we'll have a good look at how to tweak your sound using this surface. Then there was Fabienne. When I try to install the German grand piano on an H7, it says I do not have enough memory. I never installed a new sound before, and I have 146 megabyte, I guess that is, available. You see some of our sounds, especially the piano sounds, they are not so small in terms of memory size. So what you should do when you load new sounds, you have to check if there is enough free space, if there is enough free room, and you have then you can install them when you have created enough free room. How to do that? I actually touched that in one of the previous webinars, how to download the sounds and how to install them, how to check the memory that you have left, etc., etc. And then there is a subject that pops up regularly in these webinars. And this is what I call the subject from our legacy users, meaning people who are playing an S7, an S3, and I guess P7, P3 also falls in this kind of category because it has the same user surface, as we call it. And I would like to break down for you this Stevie Wonder tune I played as an opening song, kind of emulating as much as possible the surface of the S7 versus the S7 Pro. Because what you have seen me doing, let me give you the other screen here, what you have seen me doing is going around and then changing these settings here in the part select area. And in the S7 Pro, S9, etc., we have 4 dedicated part select buttons to kind of, how to say that, to access the sounds of those 4 parts, you just have to switch on the part, right? You see here we have 3, and then we have even a 4th one. So this is relatively easy to do that here. On the S7, we don't have as many of those knobs, but let me just show to you how we could. There's a workaround for that. Okay, so here you can see the S7 surface on the right side of the instrument, and here you see there is only two buttons for selecting the parts, but they are multifunctional. So if you touch both, you have all the three sounds available, etc., etc. Then what you should do if you want to layer all those sounds, we already covered that in the, I think the last or the one before, I'm not completely sure. It's in the settings menu. You just open this, the split zones completely um, to get rid of, let me say, the split point and have the possibility to layer that. This being said and done, we go to the other side of the instrument. And on this side, we have the level for those parts. This button is for the main part. This button is actually for the coupled part. Let me just give you this screen here now. This part is for the coupled or the lower part. So that's actually depending, if I'm having three sounds now installed, it's depending on that little line that you will see under the sound, where you actually are. So if you are at coupled or lower, in the S7 it's going to be called coupled and lower, apparently, and then you can actually see where you are with these buttons. And now the mute button comes in handy, and I would like to kind of emulate this behavior on the S7 Pro. On the S7 Pro, we don't have a dedicated mute button anymore, but going into the settings, main settings, scrolling down, I still have the mute function, right? So what I'm doing now is I have a layered sound that is containing of the electric piano and the acoustic piano. And now I just want to kind of mute the acoustic piano, which is on the main part. So I'm just muting this here. Okay, and this is exactly, let me give you the keypad screen one more time. This is exactly what you would do on an S7. You would use the mute buttons on the left side. One more time back to the S7 screen on the left side here. And this is what I'm emulating here at this moment. Now is not muted. Now muting the main part. So this actually is a workaround to the different user surface on the S7 versus the S7 Pro. I hope I could help with this one to all the S7, S3 players. Keep grooving. Okay, what else do we have here? By the way, NAMM show last year, this one, I met Mr. Stevie Wonder. I had the honor of shaking his hand. He checked out our instrument, and that was amazing. To shake his hand is amazing. He's an amazing gentleman, such a kind person, and I never ever washed that hand after that. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. So what are we doing today? We are gonna have a look, as I already told you, at the electric pianos. Most of the electric pianos are already installed inside the sound engine of the Dexibell instruments, and that goes to all our instruments. However, we recently have released a very beautiful platinum sound, and that's the EXP70s Electric Piano Platinum. And there is a platinum version of this one, and there is a regular, in quotes, version of this one. So in case you want to save a little memory, you use the regular version. In case you have loads of memory, you use the platinum version. Actually, for this webinar, I decided to use the platinum version. So one more time in brief, downloading the sound by going here. Then you have in your download folders, I have already prepared that, those two sounds. You copy them into the USB drive here. You install the USB drive into your instrument. You import the sound. Again, we covered this subject, so I don't want to go there too deeply at this moment. We've covered this subject in one of the previous webinars, how to import the sound into your instrument, how to check for free memory space, etc., etc. All right. So, yes, let me go one more time back there to wrap that up. You see, again, sound folder, download folder, web page, everything cool. Okay? Before diving into all the electric piano sounds, their variations, and the endless possibilities of tweaking and adjusting by using the T2L editor, the audio effects, and split or layering, I would like to introduce you to one of the great guys behind the scenes. He graduated in electronic engineering, specialized in DSP, digital signal processing, and digital treatment of musical signals. He joined a famous Japanese company in their European subsidiary in Acquaviva Picena in Italy, and worked there as a software engineer and later as a sound engineer, being involved into many projects, including the famous V accordion. In Dexibell, he's one of the ingenious people in the background, being responsible for every sound that is inside our instruments or on our website. Nearly all members of the Dexibell team are musicians or are able to play an instrument. Dexibell means from musicians, for musicians, and so is he. In his early days, he studied piano. Some of you might know him from the tech customer support, replying to your questions and inquiries literally around the clock. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Roberto Gaetani. Ciao, Roberto.
Ciao.
How are you doing today?
Fine, thanks. As you know, we are smart working from home during this lockdown period. So I'm continuing to develop new sounds for the Dexibell Sound Library in cooperation with Guido Gennari and Roberto Langiotti, that are the other two members of the sound development team.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, we all have to kind of take advantage of a crazy situation, right?
Yeah.
So you can take the advantage and create new sounds. All musicians around the planet probably will take advantage of the situation and just practicing piano, maybe writing new pieces, new tunes. So let's make the best out of a totally wild and crazy and unfortunate situation altogether. So, Roberto, today's webinar subject is the electric piano library.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure that our audience is really interested in some of the sound recording and sound creating procedures that you are doing for Dexibell.
Yeah, as usual, for our sound, we start assembling original instrument in a recording studio. For the electric piano, we had the chance of getting one original Rhodes Mark II that was used to develop the electric piano sounds that are in the factory sound set of the Dexibell.
Okay.
Then we got the Rhodes Mark I that was used to develop the 70s electric piano library that is available for free download on the Dexibell website. When we sample the instruments, we record not only the single notes, different dynamics, but also all the resonances, the noises of key on, key off, pedals, and so on. These are parts of the T2L, the True to Life sound engine that we use. About True to Life, there is an interesting experiment that we did that was to load a prototype version of the sound in an Dexibell instrument. We put it on top of the original Rhodes, and then playing alternatively on the two keyboards. Some listeners that didn't see the player were guessing which one of them was being played. And it was very funny to see how many times they were wrong in guessing which.
Okay, oh, that's amazing. I mean, you see, when I'm using the Dexibell sounds and I create my patches, many times I use as a reference an original track recorded by a famous artist. and then I'm using the T2L to tweak in this direction. So, and in many cases, and I will show this a little bit later to the audience of this webinar, I'm getting quite really scarily close to the original recording sound due to the engine, the T2L technology, and the superior quality of everything. You did an amazing job.
Thank you.
Also, the Mark I that is on the Dexibell webpage is available as a, let's say, regular version,
Yes.
but also as a platinum version.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about the idea behind the platinum sounds, please?
Yeah, yes. When we develop sounds, we always have to face with a trade-off between memory size and sound quality. Especially for the sounds in the factory sound set, we have to save memory as much as possible, but always keeping a high sound quality level. For the platinum sounds, we didn't have to worry too much about the wave size, so we aimed to the maximum quality possible for our sound engine. As a result, we obtained sounds that more than ever are very close to the original instruments. And there are users, as you say, that are even using Dexibell instruments in place of the original ones in concert or recording sessions. This is a big satisfaction for us.
I can imagine. I mean, you did an amazing job. And I think it's quite cool that you have these kind of sounds available as a regular size to be a little bit more, let me say, reasonable with the memory usage, but also for high-end usage as a platinum sounds. And in this webinar, I'm actually using this particular sound, the Mark I 70s electric piano, but the platinum version. Because
the top quality one.
Yeah, the top quality one, because I really want to dive deep into this subject and show to the audience what is actually possible to your and your team's great work in the background. So, yeah, at this moment, I would like to say thank you very much, Roberto.
Thank you, Ralf, and a big hug to all the people attending to the webinar.
Okay, cool. Stay healthy, stay safe, and talk to you soon. Ciao, Roberto.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao, Ralf.
Ciao. All right. Thank you very much, Roberto Gaetani. And as you might have noticed, this interview, of course, was pre-recorded, and I just played that video. I can see at this moment many questions popping in. I will take care of most of the questions as much as I can a little bit later in this webinar, but first things first, I would like to focus on the electric piano sounds now, and diving into the first one I selected here, the Wurly sound. That's an amazing sound, and first let's just listen to the pure sound. There is no effect, no reverb, and you see the tremolo and the overdrive are both switched off, so it's just the pure sound. Now let's dive into the T2L editor. This is that button here. And now you can see the sound we selected is the Wurlitzer sound. And then we have parameters hammer noise, key off noise, damper noise, and cabinet resonance. So you see there is the selection of parameters that we have here is a little bit different from the acoustic piano sound. In the Dexibell Sound engine and the T2L engine, we always have tried to extrapolate and focus on the sound parameters that are specific to this specific to that very sound we're using. So, for example, if you're using an acoustic piano, you find all the parameters related to acoustic piano. If you're using an electric piano, you find the related parameters to the electric piano. And later in this presentation, in this webinar, you will see me using a digital electric piano sound. So not a mechanical or electromechanical instrument. And in the digital T2L, you don't find hammer noise. Of course, because no hammer in the digital sound generator. Anyway, let's have a listen at these parameters. Increasing hammer noise. Key off noise. Oh, sorry, oops, that was the pedal. Let's jump back. Key off noise is the mechanical noise. Yeah, when releasing the key, that's a lot of noise. But if you have ever played an acoustic or a real, how do you say that in proper English? A real Wurlitzer, not a digital emulation, you will find this instrument making a lot of noises. It's amazing. However, that would be a little bit over the top. So when we go, you can see there is a value from minus 64 to plus 64, no, 63. I'm sorry for that. And the 0 value is actually the level that we found in this particular instrument. So that's always the 0. Then we have the dedicated damper noise sound. And of course, that is the typical damper noise of a Wurlitzer piano. And then there's also the cabinet resonance. So let me get rid of that for a moment. When I play staccato, if you watch the last week's webinar, I did a lot of, I did some of what we call staccato resonance examples for the acoustic piano, grand piano and the upright piano. Now I'm doing a similar thing to for the Wurlitzer. Okay, now let's dive here. Can you hear all the parts vibrating in the Wurlitzer piano now? Amazing. So these are the components for tweaking and adjusting the pure nature of the sound. In addition to the T2L, we have the effects. And there is that typical tremolo. Let's switch it on. And these knobs have automatically assigned the most 2 significant parameters for each effect. In the case of tremolo, this is the tremolo speed and the intensity. I will crank that up very high now. So it's very easy to listen to. Okay, and this is something because of the positioning of the knobs that you can do in real time while you play. So very, very accessible. And the second effect I have pre-assigned here is the overdrive. And that's kind of like an amplifier simulation. So switching on the overdrive, you can feel and hear the sound is becoming a little bit more, let's get rid of the tremolo for a second, a little bit more crunchy. As if you would have connected it to an amplifier. Then combining these 2 effects, tremolo and amplifier, can you feel the crunchiness? All right. Another example with layering sounds. So very beautiful, kind of a carpenter's kind of sound. And now I'm bringing in a acoustic piano. You know, there is nothing wrong with combining electric pianos with acoustic pianos. And the interesting part of that sound is, I'm going into the octave settings, and you can see here, the acoustic piano is 1 octave up versus the electric piano. Okay, gives you a beautiful, beautiful combination. Then, one of the most famous Wurlitzer sounds is probably this one. Right. So what is different in terms of effect settings, etc.? Play the same thing here without the correct effect settings, and here with the correct effect settings. So that's the difference is quite amazing. Let's have a look into this. You see, I didn't really change anything in the T2L. The significant part of this sound is, first of all, of course, the chorus. If I'm getting rid of the chorus, it's not the same anymore. Then also there is an overdrive. So in this case, it's not the tremolo, it's a chorus and an overdrive. And as you can hear, I also increased the general reverb to a concert hall with a large room size, so you get that kind of concert feeling. All right. Then let's dive into the next electric piano, and that is a CP80. And yeah, let's just listen to it. Okay. The CP without any effects. There's a reverb. Then inside the T2L, you will just have the cabinet resonance again. And you can hear some significant resonance sound of the cabinet. Another example. Phil Collins, Groovy Kinda Love. And again, here is a large chorus happening here and an EQ. And the funny thing, well, let's not say funny, the interesting thing in the CP instruments, due to the mechanical construction of the instrument, it was not so easy to keep the tuning of these instruments. And I just suspect, I guess that might be one reason why many artists have also used the chorus, because that's kind of making this little bit out of tune sound very, very gentle, like, you know, the Phil Collins. And here you have that sound. Then the glove. And And here, of course, again, I will get rid of the effects, first of all. That's the pure sound. Then we have the dedicated parameters. Again, hammer noise. And off noise. That's a little bit over the top. And now the overdrive. Okay, and the wah-wah. And in this case, I have used the wah-wah that is reacting to the dynamics of my playing. So the harder I play, the more the filter is opening. You can feel? Of course you can use also the pitch wheel and the modulation wheel. And in this, I just changed the patches. And in this case, I have used a wah-wah that is reacting to my pedal. Actually, let me just give you this for a second. This is the back side of the S7 Pro, and as you can see, we have the possibilities of connecting several pedals, and one of these is called the FX effects pedal, and here I connected another expression pedal. So in this case, and you can see on the screen, let me the big screen here. On the screen you can see what I'm doing with my pedal. I'll show you in an instant how to assign that. And also I can use the mod wheel. Sorry for the limited camera angles. Again, I'm broadcasting from home, not from a video studio, so I don't have an infinite number of cameras available. Anyhow, on the left side you have the mod wheel, and I'm using this one now. Okay, so how do I do that? I go into the control and I say effects pedal, effects manual. This is now being related to the parameter, the most significant parameter in the effect. And I switched this one on for main. This means for the clav at this moment. So if I'm switching that off, I can do whatever I want with my pedal. Nothing is happening anymore. If I switch it on, here we go. And of course, everything you tweak and adjust here, you can save it in the memory area. So let's dive into the next one. Here I'm using a clav, and I'm using two synthesizer sounds. These two sounds are from the Analog Synth library, our webpage. I think one of the previous webinars, I showed you how to download and install those. And in the next webinar, let me go here. In the next webinar, next Monday, I will go a little bit deeper into the synth sounds using T2L, layering, blah, blah, doing split points, etc. Here I prepared this nice patch. And you can hear a delay here. This is the delay on the clav. And I have a phaser also on the clav. So let's get rid of those two effects. Let's get rid of the reverb. So that's the pure sound. And again, you could dive in the T2L adjust, but let's not do that at this moment. Let's focus on the effects. First on the delay. And you can see I have a 162 milliseconds, 334 milliseconds, and 668 milliseconds here on those delays. You can see those numbers. If you divide them, This 668 through 334, it's 2, and then here you can divide again through 2. And this gives you that kind of cascading sound. Okay, and when you play, you get that kind of groovy vibe here. Then, before going into the delay, I have a phaser. And then on the left side, I have these cool synth sounds. All right, so much for the clav. So I think it's a good moment for going over some of your questions. So let me go back a little. Where is it? Okay, this is a question in German language. This is, I will just try to translate it in real time. Hallo Willi. Sorry, I have to do that in English. So this says that Willi wants to update his operating system, and it kind of doesn't seem to work with the USB stick he's using. Something we have covered, I think, 1 or 2 weeks from today already. Never mind. The thing is, the update procedure is rather heavy. And in order to run this successfully, you will need a USB stick of very, very high quality, such as a SanDisk Ultra, I think, is doing a good job here, etc., etc. So if the USB stick is not really, really high in speed and quality, the update procedure will not even start. That's kind of a protection of our system. Okay, I hope I could help with this one. So let me see, what do I have here? Okay, this is an interesting one as well, of Gentle Glow. I have got a question about effect combination on the S7 Pro M. How many effects, phaser, chorus, blah, 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 etc. can I use at the same time on the example grand piano sound? Okay, Mr. or Mrs. Gentle Glow, our structure, let me give you this screen here. Our structure in our Dexibell instruments is that we have four parts that you can real-time play, whether you have split zones or you layer them. You can layer 2, 3, 4. You can have 1 here, 2 here, 1 here. All combinations are allowed and possible. For each of these, we have dedicated 2 effects. So we have 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. This would be 8 effects simultaneously. However, it's 2 effects per group or per sound at the same time. So the thing is, due to our operating system, I want to give you an example. When I change sounds, whilst holding them, the effect is preserved. So it doesn't cut. The instrument doesn't cut down the sound or the effects when I'm changing sounds. This is what we call seamless patch change, and you can actually do this not only once, but as many times as you like. And I forgot to change the screen, so I'm going to do it all over again so that you can really see what I'm doing. And I think I combined now 5 or 6 sounds. simultaneously. So, and that's the real power of the Dexibell sound engine, that no matter how many times you change sounds whilst you're still holding them, you don't cut off the effects and you don't cut off the notes. That's what we call seamless patch change. A little bit later, just shortly before before the end, actually, I prepared something to show this to you with more than one layered sound, but we will get there eventually. So I hope I could help there. And there is one that just popped in from Fred. Is there a PDF explaining the new OS? Fred, there is a PDF explaining always the new features in the latest OS. There is kind of an update history. You will find that on the webpage. Also, the first webinar I've done a couple of weeks ago is taking care of the update procedure and how to update, etc., and also the new features that are that have arrived with 4.11. Okay, let's continue with digital electric pianos. I'm sure you remember that song 10 Sharp You, and that's actually I listened to the record and that's actually one-on-one the sound they used for this intro. They just put it with the panning a little bit to the right side. Other than that, it's that sound. And at that instrument where this sound is coming from, there were two effects. There were no reverb, but two effects simultaneously that you could use. One is the chorus, which makes the sound a little bit more broad, a little bit more wide. Let me switch it off again. You see? And the second one was also the tremolo. That's probably not suitable for this kind of song. Okay, here it would work. So that's one of the digital electric pianos, and apparently no hammer noise, etc. in the T2L. Then we go to another famous digital electric piano sound. How did I do that? I blended in this one by using the expression pedal. I show you how this works. Expression pedal main is the electric piano. I don't want the expression pedal to affect that at all, so I switch it off. And the lower and bass part that you can see here is switched on the expression pedal. So moving the expression pedal is resulting in blending in of those two. And then we can always work around here. And that's so easy, that chord progression. Here. Then one of the most famous ones. I'm sure you remember this song very, very well. And diving back one more time to this one. You see, the sound is a little bit different. So going into the T2L, I have one significant parameter here, and that's the bell part of this sound. So removing this will make the sound more mellow. Cranking it up will make the sound a little bit more belly, so to speak. I hope that was an English word at all. Then this one that I was using here, first of all, split point. Electric bass on the left side. And that typical FM kind of piano. And in this case, I have been using a filter to cut it down a little, to make it more mellow. You can make it really mellow, but that's probably beside the point here. So I figured that is a good, gets it pretty close to the original. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so before going into the next category of electric pianos, I think I have something for you. Now's the time to introduce our today's special guest. He's a member of the Dexibell friends and family community. He was born in the area of Rome in Italy. He studied classical piano at the Conservatory of Frosinone. After that, he took private lessons with famous Italian jazz pianist Ettore Gentile and studied arrangement with Stefano Fresi. He played many studio recording sessions, TV shows, movie soundtracks, and theater productions, played live concerts with many famous Italian singers such as Giorgia, Alex Britti, Riccardo Cocciante, and many more. He performed as the main pianist of the live orchestra in this year's famous Sanremo Festival. And today, he's our special guest. Due to my expertise in Italian language, which is strictly limited to swear words and hand gestures, Mr. Luigi Brutti will be conducting the interview. So please welcome to the Accademia Dexibell, Mr. Luigi Brutti and official endorsed artist of Dexibell, Jacopo Carlini.
Ciao Ralf.
Ciao.
Hello everybody. As you mentioned, we have a nice opportunity. I could make contact with a musician, a friend, Jacopo Carlini. Let's call him and have a small interview in Italian with him. Ciao Jacopo, come stai?
Ciao Luigi, ciao carissimo, io sto bene, sto in forma, sto in salute, fortunatamente, grazie. Ecco, stiamo tutti a casa, ovviamente stiamo tutti a casa.
Che piacere vederti. È ovvio, siamo tutti a casa. Che mi racconti? Che cosa fai in questo periodo?
Beh, il piacere è tutto mio, caro Luigi. E qui il tempo lo passo suonando, studiando, migliorandomi, insomma, esattamente quello che facevo anche prima di stare tutti i giorni a casa.
Innanzitutto i miei complimenti per il Festival di Sanremo. Ci siamo sentiti brevemente subito dopo, ma purtroppo con questa epidemia del virus non c'è stata più la possibilità di vederci.
Beh, grazie Luigi. Beh, Sanremo devo dire che è stata una grande emozione, è stata veramente una grande emozione, un gran lavoro, un lavoro durissimo, molto faticoso, ma veramente soddisfacente, veramente, veramente tanto.
Guarda, un'altra domanda che penso interesserà molto i nostri ascoltatori del webinar. Raccontaci che cosa è che ti ha fatto innamorare del nostro pianoforte Dexibell e quali sono le cose che ti hanno ovviamente colpito e soddisfatto di più.
La prima volta che ascoltai una macchina Dexibell fu proprio in un negozio di strumenti musicali qui a Roma e se non sbaglio c'era quel giorno la dimostrazione del Vivo S7 che poi è il pianoforte che utilizzo, insomma, che utilizzo tuttora. Me ne innamorai al primo istante, come misi le mani sopra, mi accorsi che la tastiera era perfetta, era come la volevo io. E esattamente anche a livello di campioni, acoustic piano, electric piano, clavinet, eccetera, eccetera, ha dei campioni veramente veritieri. È molto resistente e poi è made in Italy.
Grazie Jacopo, molto gentile. So che ci hai preparato una clip con una tua esecuzione al pianoforte elettrico e prima di mandarla in onda voglio ringraziarti a nome di Dexibell, ma anche a nome di tutti gli ascoltatori del webinar. Ciao e speriamo di rincontrarci presto. Un abbraccio.
Sì, sì, esattamente. Ho preparato una serie di clip, di mini clip, dove faccio ascoltare il nuovo campione del Marco 1 che è stato inserito adesso, il Platinum, che è stato inserito adesso in Vivo S7 e anche nelle altre macchine Dexibell. E insomma, spero vi piaccia. Spero vi piaccia.
Amazing, Jacopo. Amazing. Wow. Very, very, very tasty playing. Great sound. And for our audience of the webinar, you could see that Jacopo was also using the mod wheel, assigning effects towards the end of his performance, using that tremolo kind of vibrato kind of tone, right? So wow, just beautiful. Thanks very much, Jacopo, for being part of the Dexibell friends and family and being part of this today's webinar. So I just see there is one question popping up several times. This is about the strings. My mistake here. Large strings, that's J. Here we are. Is the large strings a Ralf created patch? Jay, thank you for giving me so much credit, but I didn't do that. That's our sound team. Oops, that's our sound team who did that. The only thing I actually did was I change the attack of the sound to have it a little bit more smooth. Yeah. You see, the more I increase the value, the more smooth the attack becomes. And also I increased the value of the release, which will result in what we usually say, sustaining the sound. That's not a pedal that I'm using, that's really the release of the sound. So if I go to a crazily high value, the sound stays for very, very, very long. Anyhow, the strings I consider being part of the orchestral tones of the instrument, and we will be covering orchestral tones at a later webinar. So please let me jump back into the electric piano one more time. And here we have the Mark I Platinum that is from the website. And again, just pure, no effects at all. I can have the typical Rhodes tremolo, which is a stereo tremolo. And of course, the overdrive, which is a amp simulation. And again, I can tweak in real time. Also with this Mark I sound, we have created several patches that are in this sound. One of them is the phaser electric piano, and that's used by a very, very famous song. Everybody knows that song, I guess. Then, going again into the T2L, tweaking hammer noise stays 0. Hang on, you need to see this. Damper noise up and the bell up, and then having a chorus and an EQ will result in a beautiful sound that has been used on a very famous record by Al Jarreau. I'm getting carried away. I love this song so much. It's called Not Like This by Al Jarreau. And also when I created this patch for playing with it, I was comparing with the recording. It's dramatically close. Then again, combining acoustic piano with electric piano sound. There's nothing wrong with that. And you get a very, very high dynamic impact here. Then another signature song, signature sound of the Mark II. what did I do to reach this kind of sound? Because if you go back to the just internal patch, it's sounding a little bit differently. It sounds like that. So let me show you what I did here to reach. Right, so here we go. I modified the chorus, of course. I changed some EQ. I cut the bass a little bit. So to have that kind of more mid-rangey sound. And most importantly, I use the velocity compound. This is actually very interesting feature. This can kind of compress the dynamic feeling of the sound. And what I wanted to have is that kind of high dynamic touch. And this one, so even if I'm playing softly, I wanted to have that kind of, I wouldn't say aggressive, but a little bit more edgy kind of sound that is like on the record. Okay, hang on, that was my mistake. Right, so this was done by Velocity Compound. Just a little bit tweaking to get the original sound, okay? And of course you can always go into layering sound again. Filtering. So again, I think quite beautiful sound, very dynamic, very live, very interactive. Okay, guys, it's one more time for you for asking questions. I'm ready to answer. Here is one. That's a nice one. I dearly take that as a compliment. Could you share some of your patches as memories for download? Generally, of course, yes. Let me work on that, how to kind of extract them and get them ready for you on our web page. I think that's something we can do without any problem. What else? Is there something directly from the team? Yeah. Large strings I answered. Any more questions from your side? Otherwise, I will just wrap up the webinar of today by, of course, one more time, thank you very much to the Dexibell team. Thank you very much to you guys around the world for staying with us. And thank you very much to Jacopo for being part of this webinar and for his great playing. And next webinar will be next Monday, Monday 27th at 7 p.m. Central European Time. And in this one, we will be talking about the synth sounds. There are a lot of synth sounds. There are a lot of synth sounds on the website. There are a lot of synth sounds already installed in the instrument. We will have a look. We'll have a look at, let me say, many of them. I will play with some of them. I will tweak them in the T2L so that we can see what we can do with our synth sound. And of course, as usual, I will be answering questions from you. Second big subject of next one's webinar is next webinar next Monday is the editor of Vivo. There's an app available on the net, of course. In the App Store is called Vivo Editor. You can connect your iOS device. I will show you in the next webinar how to do that, and I will show you how to use the iPad or iPhone with your Dexibell instrument. Let me see, there is just a couple of questions coming in. Oh no, that's not a question for me. That's a question for availability in US. Anyhow, actually, I think, Jay, I answered your questions about the large strings. You might have missed that. I don't know why. It's definitely recorded in the YouTube videos, so you might be able to jump back and rewatch it after this one is finished, which we will do. I will play one more song for you, and that's called Save the Best for Last. And let me just briefly show you what I'm doing here. To do that, I created this patch. Again, second sound is blended in with an expression pedal. And then I can switch back and forth to another patch where you just see a grand piano. And you see the strings kind of sound, and the FM piano is still available, is still there because I'm holding it with my expression pedal. I'm holding it with my expression, with my damper pedal when changing. And that's also part of the power of the engine. We can even switch between layered sounds without cutting effects. And that's actually quite amazing. All right, guys, thank you very much for being part of this today. Without further ado, I want to go to Save the Best for Last. I'll see you next week. Take care, stay inside, stay safe. Yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you very much. Save the best for last.